Before I formally start my speech, first, let me ask you a question. In your life, have you experienced being discriminated regarding about your gender? I think we have the same answer, which is yes. Whether you're a boy or a girl or a part of LGBTQ+, we experience being discriminated. Good day, everyone. I am Valmores Seju, 16 years old, proud and loud to say that I am part of a rainbow family. Today, we will talk about the SOGIESC Equality Bill and how it helps people under LGBTQ+. But first, let us know what is SOGIESC. SOGIESC, or the Sexual Orientation, Gender Identity Expression, and Sex Characteristic Equality Bill, also known as Anti-Discrimination Bill, is a bill that was proposed by the Congress of the Philippines. It is intended to prevent various economic and public accommodation-related acts of discrimination against people based on their sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. A Senate panel has approved a bill that aims to prohibit the discrimination, marginalization, and violence committed on the basis of SOGIESC. Senate Bill number 1934, or the proposed SOGIESC-based Anti-Discrimination Act, was passed early this month by the Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality, chaired by Senator Risa Hontiveros. Why I am here standing in front of the camera and telling things about SOGIESC. From the title itself, how SOGIESC Equality Bill helps people under LGBTQ+. Maybe we have seen people discriminating a person just because he or she is part of LGBTQ+. In our present time, the LGBTQ+ still experiencing discrimination, abuse, and inequality. Let's talk about this recent issue about gender discrimination. This trans woman, Alexis Hart Garcia, has filed a complaint against Aling Susan, the elderly woman who went viral on social media. If you watch the video, you can see that Aling Susan was seen verbally assaulting Alexis, who was on her way to a mall to have lunch that time. Aling Susan even blasted expletives, threw a rock, and even threatened that she'll have Alexis killed simply for being gay. I've watched the video myself and I felt sad and angry because the transgender woman, she's just walking on the street and ended up being threatened. And it is something that the LGBTQ+ is still experiencing those kinds of mistreatment in this society. Now that the SOGIESC bill has been approved, we could say that this is a big changes in our life, especially the LGBT communities. This bill will not tolerate gender stereotyping and gender discrimination. Because of this bill, people like Aling Susan who were homophobic, they mass changed their attitude and how they treat people of LGBTQ+. Now that it is already implemented and approved, how would this bill help all of us, not just the LGBTQ+? As stated in Inquirer.net.com, these are the changes as the SOGIESC is now approved. Number 1, SOGIESC in the criteria for hiring, promotion, work assignments, and dismissal, among other actions in the workplaces, is likewise prohibited. This means that you can apply a job, you can be promoted no matter what your gender is. This will open a lot of opportunities, especially in the LGBT communities. Number 2, denying a person access to or use of public or private establishments, facilities, utilities, or services based on SOGIESC is likewise considered as a violation under the bill. We heard in the news how the LGBTQ plus are still struggling in accessing or utilizing public establishments, services, and many more. But now that the SOGIESC is approved, this will make things easy in the part of LGBTQ plus, as now that they can access or use the establishments, the services in a way that is easy, just like how other people are doing. And the last one is, it measure prohibits preventing a child under parental authority, custody, or guardianship from exhibiting or expressing one's sexual orientation, gender identity expression, and sex characteristic, or manifesting rejection of such child's SOGIESC by inflicting or threatening to inflict harm against the child or by causing mental or emotional suffering. A lot of gays, lesbians are experiencing physical abuse when they were young. Their family are always treating them badly because of their gender, because of their gays or lesbians, without knowing how bad it affects and triggered a child mentality and emotions. We can't blame the family as they have their own perspective why they do such a thing. But let us not forget how hurtful is it in the heart of a child. Now because of this bill, the children will be protected no matter what their sexual orientation is. And to all the parents out there, let be your children express who they are and who they want to be, because everyone deserves to be happy, and so the children. Living in a society where discrimination is a thing, people will judge you by their own preferences, and they use the words of God to justify, to stereotype the gender of everyone. My point of coming up with this topic is to tell everyone that we are all people. Just like you, we are sinners, we make mistakes, we are imperfect but perfectly created by God. Maybe you could say that SOGIESC equality bill won't promote equality, only special rights to LGBTQ plus. Sorry, but you're wrong. This bill is basically an anti-discrimination bill. It recognizes that many people, whether they are straight women or men or part of LGBTQ plus, that experience discrimination based on their SOGIESC. The bill seeks to protect all people from this kind of discrimination. According to attorney Christine Mendoza, a lawyer who works at the office of Senator Hontiveros, the bill aims to prohibit discrimination on the basis of SOGIESC. So even the straights are protected by this bill. Before ending my speech, I want everyone who watched this video, don't be afraid to show off your true colors. Express who you really are, because that's what makes you happy. And to those people who disagree, I want you to stop being arrogant. I want you to set aside your hate towards the LGBTQ plus and think for them, and think for the sake of them. I want you to spread love, not hate, because love will always win. Once again, I'm Hosajo Vilmorest, leaving you with a last message. Giving someone else equal rights does not infringe or take away rights from you. It just makes it illegal to enforce your prejudice and hate. It's that simple. Thank you for listening and watching, guys.